Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video, another episode of Dynamite on our AEW save. Unfortunately, I bring a little bit of bad news. When we went in to look to get a view of which companies or which networks would do business with us to give us a platform to present a second show, none. That City deal falling means that we will not be able to negotiate with a network for another 10 months. But I have thought of what I'm going to do. Now normally I've just expanded AEW Live because of the situation with TNT. They want to exclusively keep the rights, so we cannot show that on the network, which would mean that would take obviously preference over the AEW network, so that wouldn't work. So what I'm going to do is the following. We are going to rid the network, or AEW Live, from Dynamite, which means it will just really show Dynamite in the US, Canada, and one other place. The new show, which will be called AEW Lightning, because you know, Thunder, Lightning, that was my comparison. Nitro, Dynamite. So what we're going to do is AEW Live will showcase that, and I'm going to put a massive investment in towards the US and Canada. So basically what I'm hoping is the extra gate revenue will help us turn big profit, and yeah, that's the gamble, because we're going to have to spend big money to get it to a decent size. So we'll have coverage of Lightning all over the world, but predominantly we need it to be big in the US and Canada, or more so just the US for now. Because the way I looked at it as well is, if we can at least get the popularity up in these other countries, they've got the big pay-per-view deal. If there's more people interested in those countries, they're going to buy the pay-per-view, so that's how we can hopefully make our money. So that's the plan. But everything is going to basically get negotiated on the 1st of January. As soon as that new year starts, as soon as I do the episode for the PW or Power 500 and the awards, after that, negotiate, get the two shows, get the brands. I'm going to have to do a draft, so I'll be taking a wee break away. You won't notice the difference because it will be literally show to show, but I'll be personally taking a break to just figure out plans and see who's going to go to each particular roster. So that's what we're planning to do. Let's have an episode of Dynamite, shall we? Let's carry on our way to AEW End of the Line 2021. Let's do this. So this week we are at the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, just over 13,000 in attendance, and we started the show with a blockbuster Fatal 4-Way Tag Team matchup, which had the Jurassic Express pick up the win over the Motor City Machine Guns, the Butcher and the Blade, and David Finlay Jr. and Axel Dieter Jr. This was an 11:52 with Jungle Boy picking up the win over the Blade. So a good matchup. 56 is pretty respectable. You can see there a variety of performances, and yeah, good win there for Jurassic Express. Next up we had a abysmal pre-show matchup that saw Shayna Baszler pick up the win over Big Swole in 7:22 with Kimura. So we've not really utilised Shayna because obviously the other programmes have kind of been in the way, and she's one of those weird characters that you do need to make her look very, very strong, keep her losses at a minimal and make them big occasions. So she's still well part of our plans, it's just fitting her back in with the few heel acts that we've got to get pushed over. She'll probably have a better run when we go to two brands, but 58 is still respectable. We had some 10-person tag team action, and it was the team of Kingston's Paradise, Eddie Kingston, Luster and Peter Avalon, alongside the acclaimed Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, who picked up the win again over Austin Gunn, Michael Nakazawa, Sonny Kiss, Joe Janela and Brandon Cutler, when Kingston pinned Cutler. 46, again just getting some Max over, and a good win for the heels here. We had Will Ospreay defeat John Silver in 8:43 with the Stormbreaker. A 64, just giving Ospreay some momentum. If it was AEW, you're basically giving him a cheap win for the win column. But yeah, Johnny Hungee gets a good opportunity, and doesn't injure Ospreay. So all good. And with the debut, Evie had signed. I just needed somewhere to put her in. I'm absolutely loving the work she's doing as a heel, but she has predominantly always been a babyface, I think. So we've put her back with Ruby Riott, or as we know her, and this is Heidi Lovelace. I've just called them Team Kick. And they took on Audio Tai, and they won in 8:32 when Evie pinned Priestley following a top rope splash. So looking forward to using her on the main roster, but another one that I just feel like good running independence would fit the AEW mould. And she's been signed for about 2 months. It was just a case of when to debut her. So 49, and her fun babyface gimmick got an initial rating of great. So we start the actual episode of Dynamite with PAC, Prince Devitt and the Young Bucks of PAC and the Bullet Club. And they're in the ring. They've talked about how it was announced that tonight's main event is going to be them four in action against the team of the Lucha Brothers and the Dark Orders, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. PAC just says, you know, he's had long-standing issues with Ray Phoenix. Obviously Penta's lurking, and it's good to know that he can trust the Bullet Club in this instance to obviously not just have his back, but also then be in a position where they basically get conflicting opponents. That's it, you know what I mean? They've got interests that they have to make sure they can do. Moving swiftly on then, after that 82, we had a decent bout, decent reaction from the crowd and subpar wrestling, as with AJ Styles continue his run of wins, English is hard, when he defeats Austin Creed by submission. So it's a difficult position for AJ, because I feel in terms of what we've got as a roster, we've got a lot of people in the 90s, maybe 4 or 5, Darby's in the high 80s, that kind of 70 to 75, it's only really Prince Devitt. We don't really have anyone else in that kind of that range, and that's where I want to get to AJ and like Samoa Joe. I want them to get to that level. The problem is I don't really want to sacrifice the people that are 90s, and not just that, at the same time they'll be like, huh, I'm not doing the job for him. So it's a tricky position, but as I say, AJ's psychology stat is a key reason why we're going to invest in victories. So he picks up the win. He just says, it's good to be back winning every week, showing you guys that I am truly still one of the best in the world. You have they're not offering me the respect. The fact that he's coming out here and calling me has been over the hill, can't do it. I'm AJ Styles, and I'm going to show I'll do whatever it takes to get back to the top of the mountain. So a real passionate promo from AJ Styles in a 73. I think I do not too bad, considering I have to remember these promos and make them up on the top of my head on the spot. Would I make a good unscripted promo? Absolutely not. Next up, decent matchup. Samoa Joe defeated Brian Cage in 11:44 by submission with the Kikuna clutch. I've actually had a bit of reservations about this one. I wanted to actually hold it to the pay-per-view, but I thought we'll have Joe have the win. I don't think we'll see Cage in action for a little bit after a fractured coccyx, but we'll see how long that takes him out for. 66, that would have been in the 70s. And Brian Cage suffers badly. That took its toll on him. We'll see how bad that injury is come the end of the show. So Brody Lee defeats QT Marshall in 1 minute 24 with a pile driver. Simple matchup. 71 just destroys QT. Simple, effective, continues his momentum. After the matchup, Kenny Omega bursts out from the crowd and he absolutely batters Sir Brody Lee, and it results in Brody Lee just making it to the back and going, I want nothing to do with him. But of course the AEW Mixed Tag Team Champion, obviously completely dismayed from obviously what Brody Lee had done previously, and Kenny gets an element of revenge here in this 78. A promo from Toni Storm, and she just says, I hope you haven't forgotten about me. I know we've had a lot of acts appear in our women's division, but remember, I'm top of the mountain. I am your AEW Women's Champion, and I'm here to face all comers. So looking forward to tonight and a good opportunity alongside the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions in this 6-person tag, 6-woman tag even. That's a 71, good promo. Match itself is a 55 as Toni Storm, Mayu Iwatani and Riho defeat the Blontarage, Ashley Lane, Ali and Penelope Ford, and 9-10 when Toni Storm pinned Ashley Lane with a strong 0. 55 is maybe a wee bit disappointing there. You can see the weak link was Penelope Ford, but I just felt like Ashley's got one of the more over levels of overness in this, so Toni getting the win there might benefit her more. But yeah, just giving our champs a win basically. That's the plan there. In the promo, of course, the new formed alliance Mercedes Varnado and Chelsea Green, which was a 48. They basically just say how Mercedes obviously knew she had to keep, some friends when she came to AEW. She knew that people were going to have a target on her back. And especially when she just believes she's so high above the rest, she feels Chelsea can get there. She is a class act on her own. She certainly has good fashion sense and all that. You'll see where we're going with that over the line. And she has no time for uggos, the likes of Deonna Purrazzo and Kris Statlander, in Mercedes Varnado's opinion. So that's the matchup we're going to see. Chelsea Green's in-ring action debut on Dynamite. And it was an abysmal matchup that saw Varnado and Green defeat Purrazzo and Statlander in 9:06 when Varnado submitted Deonna with a bank statement. 56, good performances, I'd actually say all round. There's a lot we can work with Deonna and Chelsea, but Statlander's 55 and Varnado's 61. Bring us a 56 and another win for the fashion icon of AEW. Next up, we see Brody Lee with Anna Jay, and he's basically saying, did you see what Kenny Omega done to me? I tried to really open up an opportunity for us when I took out Kenny Omega. We need you in the Dark Order to find your evil side. If you can find that dark side, then we can take those championships from Omega and Shida. But you've got to channel that dark side. That's a 56. We had the tag match, and it was a poor matchup that saw the EU defeat the Hybrid 2 in 11:59 when Miro submitted Angelico with the Accolade. A 66 here. Claudio's getting a little bit stale, so we might need to look at that one. But yeah, just a good victory and more momentum for the European Union. And after the matchup, they say, we've been on a run of victories, so we're putting our names in the hat. We're challenging you to Santana and Ortiz, proud and powerful. We want a tag team championship opportunity. So will that happen? That remains to be seen. But a 69 rated segment regardless. Then I have basically a little kind of promo vignette thing. It's Cody basically training, and he just says he's giving it his all. He wants to become AEW World Champion, and he knows that he can have that opportunity should he defeat MJF. So he's taking and leaving nothing to chance. He knows that numbers are going to be up against him, and it's an 87. Cody looks good. That's going to be our top promo of the night. We just need to hope the main event can deliver as well. And that was an 80, so I think we might be looking about an 82 here, but still good, because you're giving other people an opportunity that wouldn't normally be in the main event. Good matchup. PAC, Prince Devitt and the Young Bucks defeat the Lucha Brothers in the Dark Order when Prince Devitt pins Stu Grayson with Shingata, Prince's throne. An 80 performance here. You can see obviously the weakest links out of the two. Grayson, Uno, everyone else is very respectable. But I felt like giving Devitt a massive win in the big spotlight can hopefully get him to the echelons that we want him to be at. PAC's a little bit stale, but overall, happy with that. Negatives, inconsistency, low experience, and the low overness of Uno and Grayson. And we finished the show. Kind of hope this would do a lot better. But Prince Devitt just cuts a promo on Darby Allin. He says, week after week, I'm continuing to decimate and defeat your Dark Order members, your brothers in that group. Where are you, Darby? Stop hiding. Come out. We're going to have this 6-man tag at the end of the line, but that's even if you show up. Or are you just running scared? So a 73 for the promo. The show is an 81, and that increases our popularity in every region apart from the US and Canada. So we'll head to the main screen, we'll check how bad the injury was to the Machine, Brian Cage, and obviously not too long, another week, and then we'll start doing all those TV deals. I can't touch it just now because I kind of don't want to book a second show until we hit the new year. And then obviously we'll have one on the Saturday and one on the Wednesday. That's the plan. That's not bad then, only a few weeks from a Samoa Joe botch. Not too bad. Ring of Honor really struck gold and ours was positive, so that's good. NXT. Oh yeah. I think we're signing him, or we've signed Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne is coming in. Yeah, Pete Dunne's done. Literally. I just felt like Tyler Bate needs something. He became available. Someone else that fits the wrestler rather than the entertainer. So British Strong Style will be here as well. And there is Shinsuke Nakamura officially in the door. Absolutely cannot wait to book him. Actually, hopefully book him right. As he joins from WWE, a 2.44. Joe Janela wants some victories. And Cage, we know it's only a few weeks anyway, so it's not too bad. That'll keep him out until our January shows. So that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. As I say, healthy position. And yeah, next week is the go home show for End of the Line. And then it'll be End of the Line, the Power 500 show. And then time to go to 2 brands. So cheers for watching. Much appreciated. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you soon. Good day and good night. Bye bye.